Absolutely right.
Well, Marcel Cimcik's got pole position by 0.2 of a second. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, I am not going to deafen you in this one. As we head our way down towards the first corner, it is underway here at Monza, and it was a decent start there from Marcel Cimcik. Of course, he's going to keep giving the slipstream to his teammate Yuri Toman, but it is going to be Nikodem Wisniewski down the inside of Cimcik into that first corner. Is he going to send it in a little bit too deep? He's got nothing to lose in that Williams car, as there's a couple of squabbles in the background. It is going to be Williams taking over the race lead, but look at this from Kevin Siggy as well. He's got up into third position and might well be challenging for second.
Kevin Siggy with a great start, then up to third. Kevin Ellis Jr. hasn't done too badly either. He's battling with Moritz Lerner in towards the second chicane as well. Lerner down the inside. They're both late on the brakes. Watch out for the ones in front as well. Ellis Jr. brakes late enough to go up into fifth place, forcing Lerner to tuck in behind.
Yeah, this is getting a bit feisty in the background as well. I think there might be Tommy Usgaard defending from Joshua Rogers, trying to work his way forward as they march their way up the order. Again, Rogers with a bit of work to do. He's going to be losing ground. He's kind of losing touch a little bit from those at the top of the standings, being Marcel Cimcik and Luke Bennett, who seem to be consistently towards the front of this race. On board with Kevin Siggy as he's trying to close down on Marcel Cimcik. Like you said, he's got a bit of work to do in this race. He's not in a comfortable position when it comes to the points, but if he can win this race, that will be pretty
huge.
comfortable.
Absolutely huge. He needs a top 7 to at least stay alive, but the likelihood is the results won't go his way. If he only comes 7th, he needs a bit more than that. And at the moment, he's put himself in a good position to do that from the start. Josh Rogers is backed out towards the back as well, unfortunately for him. He's done that a couple of times so far today, but fought his way through well at Spa, so maybe he can do the same now.
Yeah, he's in 11th position. Of course, Spa was sent down the road rather than this by his own qualifying accord. He finds himself in 11th and being attacked by Eamon Murphy. On board with Yuri Toman then, who's going to try and get down the inside of Kevin Siggy, who's keeping in the slipstream of Marcel Cimcik. I'm actually surprised that Cimcik did not spot that and then go and give his teammate assistance. Look at that though, down the inside, that was nearly Kevin Ellis Jr. working his way past Kevin Siggy as Kevs do battle. In the background, it seemed like Mouse were doing battle as Benneker and Rietveld fight over. Lerner skipped over the chicane and cleared off into the distance.
Yeah, that was bizarre from him. Side by side through the Curva Grande, we're doing a couple of cars. Now Oliveira is going to come up on both of them as well with the double slipstream. We're nearly 3 wide and towards the second chicane. Round the outside for Ellis Jr. on Kevin Siggy as well. It's chaos in that second chicane at the moment. Beneke gets pushed back though. He's only 12th in the standings at the moment. This is really important for him.
Yeah, that was big from Kevin Ellis Jr. This could be big for Maximilian Benneker around the outside of Kaiki Oliveira. Also sat behind that is Tommy Usgaard and Joshua Rogers side by side through Lesmo 1, side by side through Lesmo 2 as well. The inside line being taken by the Brazilian as they continue their fight down towards Ascari. The BMW M4 of the Furia is going to stay ahead at the moment. Meanwhile, this train is getting feisty, is turning into feisty o'clock as we head into Ascari. A big send back down the inside from Maximilian Benneker, and he's made his way through. What a move that was.
And Rogers through on Osgard as well. The former teammates battling it out through at the Ascari chicane. So good fighting here, all over 8th position with Beneke now at the front of it, but the slipstream once again so pivotal in this race, meaning this group is not going to be split apart, and it's not ideal for any of them either because they're allowing the top 6 to get away.
Yeah, this is actually turning into a fairly dire situation for them as we look on board with Nikodem Wisniewski on the right-hand side, looking to try and take 2 race victories today despite his problems. Is he actually out?
Who?
Nikodem Wisniewski.
Yes,
So
definitely.
he's literally just here for a race win now, as we'll see the fight continue behind. Once again, on the left-hand side of your screen is that battle between Oliveira, between Benneker, between Rogers as well. They're not fully off the rear end of Rietveld, but it's not looking great.
It isn't, and Rogers could have got down the inside of Oliveira there, but couldn't quite squeeze his nose in there in time as we go back up front. Nikodem Wisniewski just in front of Marcel Cimcik. Then we've got the side-by-side for 8th place. Max Beneke in a poor position here in terms of making it tomorrow. He breaks late into the second chicane. Here comes Oliveira. It's a much better run from him. Here comes Josh Rogers as well, up into Lesmo 1.
Yes, certainly so. Let's see what Rogers can do. He sent it in a little bit too deep. There's a brush of contact between the two of them, and Benneker just being just able to hang on. Again, how many times have we seen Benneker versus Rogers? We were talking about it in previous races. We're seeing them not battling where we expect them to fight, only for 9th and 10th, which normally I'd be like, maybe that's not great. But when you consider how many people have had to fend off to get into this competition, how strong this competition is, this is going to happen from time to time.
It absolutely is, and you've got to, yeah, as you say, these two so good on iRacing. These two have been the top names in sim racing for quite some time. Josh Rogers has won about everything there is to win, and right now he's in search of an ESL R1 major, forcing Max Benecke to defend in towards the Parabolica. It's outside line for the Porsche, still benefiting from the slipstream of Oliveira. He'll brake late around the final corner, swing it wide. Benecke will hold on to the inside. The two will just make contact, and they'll remain neck and neck towards the start-finish line.
Yeah, this is feisty stuff. Rogers trying to work his way back up as the drag race into the slipstream. A round of applause from the Porsche Coanda team as they realise that position has been complete, but it might not be done so completely as we head down into the first corner. Helicopter cam flying all over the place at the moment as we're watching this action. As we head our way through the chicane, it is Maximilian Benecke behind Joshua Rogers now, who's trying to get past Oliveira.
And it's really not good news for him. Kevin Ellis Jr., as I mentioned, does need to gain some more places, otherwise he will be out at the moment. But Benecke is glad that he's not, because otherwise Benecke will be in trouble as well. Down the inside he goes on Josh Rogers into the second chicane. Here comes Tommy Usgaard as well. It's going to be free wide towards Lesmo 1, surely. He's going to squeeze up the inside as the Norwegian. 3 wide on the way in. There's contact. They all slide through. They hold on to it, and Rogers and Benecke are still side by side.
Yeah, wow, that was feisty stuff. Rogers trying to keep Benecke at bay and just about managing to do so. A cheeky little bit of 3 wide. We don't see that often between Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2, but here comes Rogers taking the defensive line towards Ascari. This is that slipstream that we were talking about. They've, in their own little fight, they've lost so much time, which is such a typical thing around Monza. If you fight, you lose time hand over fist. They've dropped back nearly 2 seconds from Oliveira. They've dropped back 4 from Rietveld. They are not going to be fighting for anywhere high up in this race.
Absolutely, Benecke in real trouble right now. Ideally, he needs to get ahead of Enzo Benito here in this race, because at the moment, Kevin Siggy's going to get ahead of him. Ellis Jr. won't. At the moment, as things stand, Benecke and Ellis Jr. will both be out as far as I can see here. It could be quite close, as meanwhile, Marcel Chinchik tries to make a move for the lead.
Yeah, let's see if Chinchik's going to be able to get through. So he's down the inside at the moment. He's sending it over the curb. Vishnevsky's going to be able to hang on, unable to get the up and under. It could well be RAG also going all over the rear end, because Yuri Toman's not too far off as there's more side by side. Rogers able to keep Benecke at bay, but Benecke potentially's got the run here off of the first chicane as they head their way around Curva Grande. It's going to be inside line every single day of the week for the Mouse driver. Maximilian Benecke working his way up the order, but here comes the battle for the race lead. It's once again Vishnevsky, it's once again defensive, and once again Marcel Chinchik unable to fight his way through.
Everyone going all over the place into the second chicane here as well. Benecke is through. Josh Rogers has got a battle on his hands here, but the German there you can see on the left-hand side, shaking his head just a little bit. He knows he's only picking up 3 points here at the moment. He needs things to go wrong for those behind him, because otherwise, as things stand, I believe he'll be out.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, for drivers like Maximilian Benecke, where we know how strong they are, it is really disappointing to see how difficult this competition is. I would say disappointing how difficult this competition has been. He's just not been able to keep up that form that he started the season in, and that is such a shame. But that's just how this competition is. It lives, it breathes, it changes every single time we go racing. And once again, we might well be seeing a big heavy hitter leaving our way. That was always going to be the case. We were always going to lose someone massive from this event on this Saturday. That's just what this championship, that's what this is always poised to do.
I didn't think it was going to be Max Benecke though. I've got to be honest with you. It was, sort of one of the people, one of the guys people were picking as maybe a choice for the overall win, but that's looking a long shot at this stage. He needs another point, or a couple of points ideally, to get ahead of Enzo Benito, which is a couple of places. And look at how far Rietveld is ahead of him, for example. Chinchik though, very close to the race leaders. We've got battles for 6th as well.
Yeah, it's Rietveld getting down the inside of Moritz Lerner, and the drag race between them. We'll see Lerner, I think, dropping back behind Rietveld. Kevin Siggy, who's just about above the cut line at the moment, is having to fend off Kevin Ellis Jr. as well, as we'll see this attempt from Marcel Chinchik. We can see on the right-hand side that's basically on board with Nikodem Vishnevsky, able to keep at bay the Hungarian behind. It's Chinchik, it's Toman, then it is Siggy, who will be desperate to move forward. We're on lap 6 of 9 around this Monza circuit, and there is plenty of time for them to get racing back again. But it goes quick.
It does go quickly. At the moment, Siggy's doing enough to confirm his place in the next round. He's doing enough right now as things stand. If the race was to end now, Beneke and Ellis Jr. would take up those final 2 places outside of the top 12, and so the Group A people will have a free race, and they'll just need to get as many points as possible for tomorrow, of course, which we can start to talk about a bit more. However, it's not done just yet. Kevin Siggy might be able to get more places. Kevin Ellis Jr. certainly might be able to, with the amount of battling we're about to see.
Yeah, certainly so. Wisniewski still trying to fend off. It is not an easy circuit to defend that. It's a surprisingly hard circuit to sometimes pass at, because as much as like the slipstream's king, you know where that slipstream's going to come from. You know where and when to defend. There's not going to be any major shocks, especially for someone at the likes of Nikodem Wisniewski. As long as he doesn't make mistakes, it can be a little bit difficult to pass. But that is where it comes to an end down into T1. So he moves over to what will be the left-hand side of the circuit, the right-hand side of our shot, and Nikodem Wisniewski not taking the defensive inside line into the first chicane. There's contact between the two, and once again Wisniewski's just able to keep him at bay. The up and under, the drive off slightly better for Cinčić, but the outside line all the way around Curva Grande. This is a defensive masterclass being played by Nikodem Wisniewski. He's putting his car exactly where he wants and is reading the move from Marcel Cinčić brilliantly.
Here he goes down the inside, Cinčić in towards the second chicane. He's not fully committed though in that one. The thing that's helping Cinčić a lot here though is the fact that Thoman's behind him. If there was anyone else behind, i.e. not a teammate, then he would have a lot more difficult of a time at the moment. However, yes, he's got his teammate behind. He can do what he wants almost in terms of trying to make this move for the lead.
I will say, Siggy is no longer in 4th in this race. He's actually dropped back behind Kevin Ellis Jr. So Kevin Ellis Jr., he's going to be hungry to try and fight his way past Jiri Toman and Marcel Cinčić.
Doesn't change anything in the championship, unfortunately, despite the swing there. Kevin Siggy would need to lose some more points, and that's exactly what Beneke is hoping for, because at the moment he's not going to score any more points himself, surely.
But maybe Kevin Ellis Jr. might score some more points. That's the thing that's on the horizon. That's the thing that's the risk now. Can he get past Jiri Toman, Marcel Cinčić and Nikodem Wisniewski, all in the space of 2 and a very small bit of laps left to go in this race into the final corner at the Parabolica as we end lap 7. There will be 2 more laps left to go, and surely Kevin Ellis Jr., he knows that he's basically win it or bin it right now. Go for it.
It is. He has to win. Even second place is not enough for him right now. So it's first place absolutely has to be the place that Kevin Ellis Jr. ends up in. That's going to be a big problem, though, I feel, with the 2 RHGs in front of him, because Toman's going to support Cinčić as much as possible because of the situation in the overall championship.
Well, each time they go through a corner and Kevin Ellis Jr. is not making his way up, it's an opportunity that's going awry. Of course, we know that Alex Simpson's going to be in the ear being like, move, move, move. I mean, try and do what you can, as they're side-by-side off for the final position on the grid. Eamon Murphy versus Tumi Usgaard. They're basically battling for the last time in ESL R1 in the spring season.
They certainly are, and they've known this for quite some time as well. They're just having some fun with it, maybe. Inside line for Usgaard was attempted. Murphy didn't let him have it, and so he'll stay on 11th. Josh Rogers still can't find his way through on Max Beneke. Maybe there's still a story to tell there.
Yeah, certainly. So Kevin Siggy, who we're looking at here, you've got him on the right-hand side, is just about doing enough to confirm his way through. At the moment, the only person that's behind him that can actually make some progress is in 12th position at the moment, because he'd be in 11th, and that is Enzo Benito. So there wouldn't actually be a change that would actually affect his championship standing. It's more down to what Kevin Ellis Jr. can do and Maximilian Beneke, but I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah, Ellis Jr. needs to win, as we've mentioned, and as you said just there, Beneke is too far away, surely, to gain positions here. If Siggy loses a place, though, to Moritz Lerner, I know that's unlikely at the moment, then he would be tied on points with Beneke, and then I don't know what we do.
Grudge match.
What, just fists on the straight?
1v1 me on dust. We'll play some Call of Duty. It'll be absolutely fine. Krim can coach them on that. It'll be absolutely fine. It's fine. No worries. Let's see if there's going to be a switch, though, as we see Jeffrey Rietveld a little bit slow out of the Parabolica. Moritz Lerner's going to be quite close. He's going to pull over to the left-hand side quite late here as we cross over the line to start the final lap. Marcel Cinčić, though, he's going for it. This could be his best opportunity as well. Is it going to be 3 wide as well? Jiri Toman's looking through it, and Marcel Cinčić is going to commit to the first corner, but is it going to be too much from Nikodem Wisniewski as they push their way through? Marcel Cinčić squeezed off the road. road. Kevin Ellis Jr. might well come through. He's going to clear himself from Yuri Toman and might well pick up the slipstream as well from Nikodem
Oh, he
Wisniewski.
squeezes into third place. Now Kevin Ellis Jr. is going to come for second place as well. Through the curve at Grande, he's looking up towards the inside at the second chicane. Chinchik's being caught as well in the slipstream. Kevin Ellis Jr. has to go for it. He decides to back out and he'll try on the exit, I suppose. He can't go through here.
No, he might well be hoping for something from Wisniewski on Chinchik. That's what he'll try and pounce on. This race is not done yet. These transfer spots into Sunday are not done yet. Let's not count ourselves right now as Kevin Ellis Jr. trying to apply all of the pressure to Williams. Let's keep our eye on this fight because this is where it's all at right now.
Yuri Toman might have something to say about this as well because he doesn't care about the situation with the top 12. He's through. He wants points, and that could be a thorn in Kevin Ellis Jr.'s side. This race is going to come down to the final corner. Nikodem Wisniewski wants to go out with a bang.
Yeah, well, there is only one more straight left to go as we race our way down towards the Parabolica. Is there going to be any move right now? It's Slipstream City as we head down towards the Parabolica. Marcel Chinchik just about hanging on and looking for back-to-back victories. As that's a little bit of a look from Nikodem Wisniewski. There might be a look as well from Yuri Toman. But as we come through the Parabolica, it should be Marcel Chinchik taking back-to-back victories for R8G as he crosses the line and takes the first win on Rennsport at Monza. It's tight though. Wisniewski behind, Ellis Jr. behind, and that will feel great after the previous race. Question marks as to what actually happened through that race. Marcel Chinchik, no question marks